Hello, welcome back to the garden. Today we're in the greenhouse. It's the 9th of March and I'm pretty lucky that I don't have any tender plants grown in the greenhouse because we had snow yesterday. Luckily it's all melted, but we woke up to a blanket of snow everywhere. It's currently 4 degrees centigrade in the greenhouse and we have had temperatures as low as -2. So it's really cold and it's the 9th of March. You know, here in the UK, we're going to hit spring on the 20th of March and definitely don't feel like spring is on the way at all. But today, really excited. We're up in the greenhouse because we are going to be planting some strawberry plants today. Here in the UK, our strawberry season is only about 5 months, so we're not able to grow strawberries all year round like other climates, unfortunately. But we are really lucky in the fact we have a wide range of different varieties that you can grow. Some are really good for growing early in the season, some will continue flowering late into, you know, mid-autumn and provide fruit. We're also really lucky in the fact that we can grow them in greenhouses, they can be grown out in the ground and also in the polytunnel. So if you play your cards right and have a nice amount of variety, you should be able to get a good harvest throughout the summer months. And if you have enough plants, around about 30 for a family of 4, you should be able to pick enough and actually freeze it so that when it is out of season, you're not going to the supermarket and spending lots of money on buying them in plastic containers with food miles from as far as like Egypt, Morocco and Spain. So this year I definitely want to get more strawberry plants growing. Now a couple of years ago, I think it was around about 3 years ago, I did actually set up a strawberry bed up in my woodland garden where the polytunnel is now, but unfortunately, you know, strawberries will tolerate some shade, but it just did not get enough light up there to provide, you know, enough heat and warmth really for them to be able to set a lot of fruit and you know, grow well. So I did find that the plants all got really big and very, very leggy, but I didn't really get much of a harvest. So when I put the polytunnel up there, I ripped all those plants out and I think I took some down to the allotment. And then when they grew in the open ground at the allotment, I found wood lice were just eating all of them. So I've never really in this garden had a great amount of success with strawberries, but today we have a couple of varieties that we are going to be growing. These came from a garden centre and you can actually grow strawberries from seed, by the way, and if you go online, you know, you can probably pick up, you know, 100 seeds for £1 or £2. You'll be able to then kind of get a really wide range of strawberries growing for not very much money. But I really do want to get harvest this year, so I decided when I was at the garden centre the other day to pick up these 2 varieties of strawberries. There's 3 in each, and when we pot these up today, we can then put them in the greenhouse, or I'll probably leave them here rather than the other greenhouse, and then maybe I'll pick up some more and we can put them in their final growing positions. But I am wondering this year if I actually just keep them growing in here in the pots, so as you know, spring and summer comes, I can actually move them around to different areas and decide where I'm actually going to be having my final strawberry bed. A strawberry plant is actually self-fertile, so it doesn't actually need bees and other pollinating insects to come along and fertilise them, but they definitely will benefit if grown in a greenhouse or a polytunnel, having that door open and allowing as many pollinators in as possible. But what that does mean is that if you are growing it from seed, saved from you know, your favourite plant, or someone's given you a strawberry that you think is so tasty and you do want to grow it from seed, it will most likely come true to seed. So in the UK for sure, all of our fruit and vegetables will always be labelled from the country it comes from, but also the variety. So if you're in a supermarket and you happen to have a really tasty strawberry that you like the look of, have a look at the variety named. You can obviously go and then buy the plants, but you can also then grow it from seed, and you'll probably will find that it will grow true, which is always pretty exciting and it's quite a fun little experiment to try as well. But as I mentioned, if you are going to be growing it from seed, and I know you start it off now, you'll probably find that you're not going to be getting any fruit until next year. So when I was in the garden centre the other day, I decided to go for 2 varieties rather than 1. The reason for that is that I have two different varieties. So they will both have different characteristics that will allow me to have a diverse range of plants in the garden. But also, once you've got a strawberry plant, they propagate like crazy in the garden. Each plant sends out loads of runners, and within a season you will probably triple the amount of plants you've got. I can remember a couple of years ago I bought one variety and I managed to get 8 baby plants off of it in 1 year. I didn't really get any fruit because I just let it put its energy into growing more plants, and then that meant the year after I had 9 plants instead of 1. So it is so easy to do, and if you do get lots of different ones, it will mean that you can then get that season growing a little bit longer. So with the El Santa, it's not a variety that I'd ever heard of before, but it's telling me here on the back it's an excellent variety for the home grower. Produces masses of highly aromatic, glossy, orange-red fruits with outstanding flavour. The most widely grown strawberry in the UK. Well, I've not heard of that one before. And then the next one, which I actually thought I picked up a Cambridge one, but it was Symphony. And this is actually quite interesting because this is a modern variety with firm, glossy, medium to large, bright red fruits with a good old-fashioned flavour. All-round good performance, but especially suited to damper conditions. Vigorous with good disease resistance. I live in Wales, it's raining at the moment, we get a lot of rain here. So getting a variety that is good in damp conditions is going to be amazing. So enough of me talking about these plants, let's get over to the potting table and get these planted up. So today we're going to be planting the strawberry plants up in these terracotta pots. No particular reason that they are terracotta, they're just ones that I've had hanging around for a few years, and if they stay in here I think they just look a little bit prettier, to be honest, but they do dry out much quicker than a plastic pot. The compost that I'm going to be using is some homemade compost, and I've also going to be mixing that up with some peat-free compost that I've got here. So the main reason that I'm using a 50-50 mix of bought-in peat-free compost and homemade compost, for one, obviously saves a lot of money, but secondly, it's so that I give each plant the best start in life. I have found using the peat-free compost over the last couple of years that is a bit hit and miss, and quite often it's like wood-based, which isn't going to be as nutrient as using homemade compost as well. But also using homemade compost as well means that there is lots more life inside the soil, which is really going to help your plants. So once I have filled all of the pots and planted the strawberries in there, I am going to be using a mulch around the top of the plant pot with some homemade wood chip. Main reason for that is that it's going to hold that moisture in the pot, but it's also going to deter things like snails and slugs and other things that are going to munch on the strawberries as they're growing. Let's get to the exciting bit now and pop these strawberries on. If you're new to growing and this is maybe your first year in the garden, you might not know that a strawberry plant is actually perennial. So once you plant it once, you will find it will come back year after year. I've got quite a few strawberry plants that are already out in the garden actually. So it's really nice that once you plant them today, or you kind of buy them, you will then be rewarded with fruit year after year. So all I'm going to be doing today is just simply putting the plant inside here. It's quite important that you don't cover the crown of the strawberry plant. So the crown is there, okay, and then the roots come out underneath. So if you just plant it in the soil so the crown is towards the top, you should be okay. And then I'm just going to put some of this homemade wood chip around the top, which as you can see is really twiggy. And this will keep the moisture in and also deter the slugs from eating the juicy fruit as it grows. Well, look, I've managed to get another one. There's a little tiny baby one there and another one there. So I've actually got 4. I'm so pleased that I came out today and got these planted. It's another little job done, Didn't take very long because it honestly is so cold at the moment. Spring seems like so far off in the future now. But it is nice to be able to like pop out, get a little bit of fresh air, and another little task done. As I said, I'm just going to be leaving these strawberry plants in the greenhouse for now. I think they look quite pretty in these pots though, don't they? So maybe I can put them on a shelf. Make sure I keep on top of watering them, and we will get some nice strawberries. Hopefully very, very early June. If you don't know, a strawberry plant, as I mentioned, is a perennial plant. And they keep going for years and years. But when they are in their first and second year, you find that you get less fruit, but they're bigger. And then as they get older, you get smaller fruit, but lots more of it. And when they are, 3-4 years old, you are, running the risk of building up pests and diseases in that area. So it really is best if you let them send out some runners in their second year, not snip them off, and then you will constantly have like a new supply of healthy young plants, and then you don't have to worry too much about building up those pests and diseases. So these ones here are the El Santa, so I'll just keep this with them. Ooh, just put them there for a moment. And I'll just use a mushroom container for the other ones. Please though, if you grow strawberries yourself, let me know what varieties you've got. If you can recommend a variety that I've not got here, I would love to know, because I really would like to have a really good variety of strawberries, and also a really long season too. Even though it's cold, wet and rainy, and that compost was wet, I am going to give them a really quick water as well. I am so pleased that I came out into the garden today and did this. When I was inside earlier, it was raining, it's so cold, and I just wanted to wrap myself up on the sofa with a blanket or something and just feel sorry for myself basically. But coming out here and doing this one little task has really cheered me up. But look how pretty that looks. Lovely terracotta pot with the mulch on the top. Using wood chip this year is going to be my mantra. Definitely going to be using wood chip on all of my beds and around lots of my pots and things. Doing that one task at a time, an hour here, an hour there in the garden has really helped me this year. So one time I came out and did my tomato plants, which one has now germinated. The next time I came out, I did my carrots. I've got my peas there that I did separately, and now today my strawberries. So I really have found just coming out and doing little and often has really helped get my motivation for this year, because like I said, it is so cold. I really hope you've enjoyed watching today's video and talking about the strawberries. If you have any strawberry tips, please leave them down below in the comments, because I love reading them, but also other people watching this will also learn from you as well. Another thing as well is I actually have done another strawberry video a couple of years ago, and it was when my channel was pretty new and I was new to making videos, so it's not the best video, and hopefully you think my videos are better now, but there is some quite useful information in there actually, because I watched it back earlier. So I'll link that above now in the cards and down below in the description. If you watch it, leave a comment on that video, but also be kind, because like I said, that was a few years ago now. Thank you so much for watching. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so be notified of all of my latest videos. As ever, YouTube has some videos up now on the screen they think you'll like, and I'll put that strawberry one down here, honestly embarrassing. So go and watch that, and I'll catch up with you in the next episode. Bye.